So, as most of you watching are probably aware, the Bucs are dealing with a few injuries, not many, just a few, along some important parts of the offense. So, I wanted to use very sophisticated software to simulate what the Bucs O-line would look like missing those pieces. And yes, when I say sophisticated software, I of course mean EA's flawless game system in Madden 26. And by flawless, I mean that it fucking sucks, but it's the best I can do. And yeah, I know it's not a hot take, but Madden 26 is just not very good. This is not a game review, but even doing this limited thing with one game, I was struck by how much of a downgrade this game was compared to other ones, especially regarding the menus and just overall gameplay. It's just not good, to put it simply. Regardless, I still wanted to do this, and yes, I know I'm part of the problem by paying for Madden 26, but I thought this would be fun, so I just did it. Sue me. Basically, I have set the O-line to be similar to what we have before. It's just missing Cody Mock. So we have Graham Barton at left tackle, Michael Jordan at left guard, center is Ben Bredesen, right guard is Elijah Klein, and right tackle is unfortunately Charlie Heck. Now, I want people to know that I recorded this on Thursday, so it is entirely possible that this O-line may not even be what we expect it to be come Sunday. For example, I think it seems more and more likely that Michael Jordan will not play on Sunday. I was erring on the side of optimism with him, so I kept him in the lineup, but now it seems more and more likely that he just won't play on Sunday because he's missed 2 practices, I think. And also, Will Johnson is now out, who I didn't change for the Jets because I didn't realize he would be ruled out so early. So he's going to be playing in this game for the Jets. I did, however, take Justin Fields out of the lineup. If I will give EA credit for this, they didn't make it easier compared to Madden 24 to actually control other teams' rosters. So it was pretty easy to manipulate the Jets roster. I don't remember that being a feature in 24, and I never played 25 because, well, we had CFB 25. But yeah, I'm appreciative that it was at least easy to change the other team, so I was able to get a more accurate simulation of what the teams will look like on a Sunday. But yeah, without further ado, let's see what EA has cooked up. I haven't actually seen this gameplay. I recorded it without me being in the room. I just kind of left it on while I did other things so I could see this for the first time. I couldn't go without seeing the results, so I have a general idea of what happened, but in terms of specific plays, I actually don't know, so this will be an adventure for all of us. Now, there is one other thing I had to do just so this simulation could have as full accuracy as it possibly could. I changed the Bucs uniform. Now, I don't know if the Bucs stadium changed because of that or if EA already had the creamsicle layout. All I know is when I went to look at the uniform, the Bucs were originally going to play in their home uniform, which is obviously not accurate. Alright, looks like the Jets will be kicking the ball off first to the Buccaneers, and the ball will be returnable as it lands in the hands of Tez Johnson, who will definitely not be catching punts in this game, will not be returning kicks, I should say, as he hasn't done special teams all year, although it's only been 2 games. I don't know why the game wouldn't let me set the actual punt returners, but whatever, I didn't want to try to mess with it. It didn't even seem like Cam Johnson was available as an option. Alright, Bucky Irving takes the handoff from Baker. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing there. It is 2nd and 10. Let's see what the Bucs offense does after. Baker is in shotgun. Bucky is next to him. Mike Evans is to his left. Let's see if he gets the ball. Mike Evans does in fact get the ball, and he goes all the way up to the 45 and is tackled near the 40-yard line. That was a 25-yard pass by Baker Mayfield as the Bucs offense keeps moving with Bucky lined up behind Baker. He fakes the handoff and throws a dart to Tez Johnson in the middle of the field. Now, I'm going to stop right here just to say I'm pretty sure that this will be Sterling Shepard's role in the Bucs offense. I kind of forgot to take Tez Johnson out of that role. However, I didn't think it would make too much of a difference, so I just decided to keep it rather than run it again. So pretend every single time I say Tez Johnson, I actually mean Sterling Shepard. But yeah, just an absolute dart up the middle. And that's not quite the role I would use Tez Johnson in. I might see that play run with Sterling Shepard even still. Very good read by Baker as the fans are hyped up in Raymond James. Alright, Baker takes the ball. He's in shotgun again with Bucky next to him. Alright, they just run a quick pass. And it is once again to Tez Johnson, who is getting the ball often and early in this game. Another strike up the middle as the Bucs get to the 5-yard line. It is 1st and goal as Tez Johnson right there celebrates. Baker once again lines up in shotgun. Bucky is a little bit behind him. Let's see if he actually hands it off. Alright, he does, and that is a 4-yard loss? No, 2-yard loss. So Bucky not having a lot of success so far in the running game as he's either been stuffed or dropped for a loss. It is now 2nd and goal at the 7 instead of at the 5. Let's see what the Bucs offense does now. Baker once again lined up in shotgun with Bucky next to him. 3 wide receivers to his right. Let's see if he targets one of them. And he does. And that is, once again, Tez Johnson for the touchdown as Sauce Gardner was in coverage. I don't anticipate Tez Johnson winning many routes against Sauce Gardner, even though he is limited in this game. But what a strike by Baker as, yeah, he just runs a quick slant inside of Sauce Gardner, and Sauce is just not fast enough to get there. Baker Mayfield sees the coverage, likes what he sees, and throws it right to the rookie's hands. As Chase McLaughlin lines up for the PAT, it is good as the Buccaneers take a 7-0 lead. Obviously, Chase hasn't been exactly automatic, even with PAT, so that's something to look out for. Let's see if he recovers after a pretty rough first 2 weeks. He's missed, I believe, the equivalent of 7 points for the Buccaneers, so that obviously needs to be changed. As the Jets return this ball to the 25-yard line, and Tyrod Taylor takes the field. I don't know who the Jets kick returner is. It looks like a number 3, so I don't know who that is. I'm sorry about that. But Tyrod Taylor is lined up in shotgun with Breece Hall next to him. Let's see what they do here. It is a handoff to Breece Hall as he cuts it up the middle to the 30, so that is a 3-yard gain. Alright, 2nd and 7. Tyrod Taylor is set to receive the snap with Breece Hall next to him in shotgun. He has 2 wide receivers. Nope, looks like the tight end is going in motion. But it is another handoff to Breece Hall, who is dropped for a 4-yard gain by one Yaya Diaby. And that's something I want to see from Yaya. More negative plays and just better rush defense overall. Alright, looks like the Bucs are showing... Oh, no, they're not showing pressure. My apologies. But it does look like Lavonte David is set to rush the passer. Yep, Lavonte David is coming in, and he goes right to Tyrod Taylor and forces an incomplete pass. Lavonte David was coming in on the blitz, and he gets right in Tyrod Taylor's face, who has no choice but to just dead the ball. It is not grounding, as there was a wide receiver in the area. I think that might have been number 5, so that would have been Garrett Wilson. And the Bucs will receive the punt. We have, looks like Benjamin Morrison returning punts, which is definitely not happening as he gets up close to the 30. Oh no, the refs are saying he did get to the 30. I thought it was the 29, but it was the 30. Alright, Baker Mayfield with Bucky next to him fakes the handoff. It is 1st and 10 as he throws it to Emeka Egbuka for an 11-yard gain. And the Bucs are moving on offense once again. I don't anticipate this success with the passing offense, but we'll see. And Bucky takes the handoff up the middle, but is dropped for a 4-yard gain. It looked like he tried to bounce it outside as the interior of the Bucs O-line completely collapsed, but nothing doing there. He forces one missed tackle, but still loses 4 yards. 2nd and 14. Baker Mayfield, oh man, a lot of pressure there, but he gets the ball off as well, looks like number 60 lays a pancake for Bucky Irving on the swing pass. It is 3rd and 4. Bucky did a lot there to get back the 10 yards, and Baker showing toughness in pressure as he takes this ball and runs it up the middle for an 11-yard gain. That is a 1st down up to the 42. And yeah, Baker Mayfield once again shows no regard for his own safety. He just runs up the middle and takes a brutal hit to the shoulder. Already, Baker is taking quite a few hits, more than you would like to see in this game, and in any game, really. And just for clarification, I do have injuries turned off, so, he can take as many hits as he wants. But Bucky Irving finally gets something going as he has a huge rush for, I think that was 13 yards, and the Bucs offense is moving once again. A very good start. As you can see, Emeka Egbuka laying down some blocks in front of him. Yeah, that was a very good run up the middle, just a gaping hole as the Bucs are at the 25. Baker Mayfield has Bucky Irving lined up next to him on the left as he has 3 wide receivers to the right, and he throws it to the guy on the left in, looks like Tez Johnson. Oh no, excuse me, I don't think that was Tez. I couldn't see the number. That might have been a tight end there. I'm sorry, I couldn't see that. So yeah, Baker Mayfield will not snap the ball, and it will be the end of the first quarter. The Bucs are threatening in the red zone. They have faced very little resistance from the Jets defense, which is shocking considering that should be the strength of this team. As we come back in the second quarter. Alright, first and goal, Baker Mayfield lined up under center. Alright, let's see what the Bucs have drawn up for us. Baker hands it off to Bucky, who breaks a few tackles but doesn't get much. Looks like it is a 2-yard gain as the Bucs get to the 4-yard line. Alright, second and goal. Baker is under center with, I believe that is Bucky behind him. Yep, that is Bucky. Alright, Baker Mayfield looking, scanning, he's scrambling, and he runs it in himself for a 4-yard touchdown. Baker Mayfield didn't see much open, so he decided to take it himself as the Jets' defensive line can't keep him inside the pocket. Not a lot going on. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty well covered. He might have had Emeka get open as he's scrambling off to the right, but there was plenty of open grass, so he just did it himself. Alright, let's see if Chase can knock this one through to make it 14-0. And he does. It is 14-0 Buccaneers as the Jets have been lifeless on offense and defense and even special teams. But we'll see if special teams can show a spark as Chase McLaughlin kicks this ball off. It is returnable by number 3 of the Jets, but he gets nothing. He gets a little bit past the 25. And the refs are saying it is at the 27. Tyrod Taylor is once again running out. He has number 85, Mason Taylor, and also Allen Lazard. Let's see if he targets anyone who's actually good at catching the ball, though. Nope, it is a handoff to Breece Hall, who once again is dropped for a loss. By this time, Savasier Dennis, who has shown pretty good flashes in the run game, even if he has struggled as a coverage linebacker. Still, though, a negative 2-yard loss is exactly what the doctor ordered. Alright, Tyrod Taylor, empty backfield, in shotgun. He takes the ball. He's scanning. He has wide open green gas, and he decides to take it as he runs for looks like 30 yards. And, yep, 35 yards. And that is a very good decision by Tyrod Taylor, who had nobody open. Very good coverage by the Bucs downfield. But once again, they failed to contain a scrambling quarterback. Alright, first and 10 at the 39. They are in field goal range, so let's see what happens here. Tyrod Taylor has Breece Hall lined up next to him on the right. He hands it off to him, and Breece Hall has a small hole, and he runs it for 2 yards. It looks like it was Elijah Roberts on the stop. It is 2nd and 8. Tyrod Taylor is in shotgun with Breece Hall next to him. He takes the ball. He's looking. Once again, nobody open, and he just runs it himself. And that is another 10-yard gain, or over 10-yard gain, as the Bucs have shown no inclination of trying to stop Tyrod Taylor's legs. Alright, Tyrod Taylor is at the 22, no one in the backfield, as he takes the snap. He's looking, he throws a quick screen to number 6, and he gets to the 15. It is 2nd and 4. Alright, Tyrod Taylor in shotgun with Breece Hall to his left. He doesn't hand it off. He fakes it for a QB run. And that is a first down. Another solid gain by Tyrod Taylor's legs. Excuse me. Alright, first and 10. Tyrod Taylor under center. Breece Hall behind him. He fakes the handoff as Breece Hall takes the block. but nothing doing there as it is a 1-yard gain. Savasier Dennis with some pretty good coverage on the tight end. I believe that is number 85, Mason Taylor. Alright, 2nd and 9. Tyler Taylor in shotgun, Breece Hall next to him. He takes the snap, doesn't hand it off, and he gets the ball to the 7-yard line. 3rd and 6. Let's see what the Jets do here. Alright, Tyler Taylor takes the ball. He's looking, scanning, and overthrows his target by a good margin. It looks like Christian Izien was in coverage. He had somebody open, but he just missed the throw there. Let me see if they'll show replay. I couldn't quite get the name and number of that guy. I think it was number 6 of the Jets, but I'm not 100% sure who that is. Nope, looks like they're just going to kick a field goal. Alright, so the Bucs hold in the red zone. They get all the way to the Jets get all the way to the 7, but can only kick a field goal by number 45. And now it is 14-3. Let's see if the Bucs offense can do anything with 2:13 left in the second quarter. The ball is kicked off and lands in the landing zone. Looks like this is returnable as number 83, Tej Johnson, takes it to the 23-yard line. Baker Mayfield set to take the field with Emeka Buka in front of him. Alright, 1st and 10. Baker is under center. They've done that quite a bit this game with Bucky Irving behind him. 3 wide receivers to his right. But he hands it off to Bucky for a negative 1-yard loss. Alright, 2-minute warning. Bucs up 14-3. They have the ball. All 3 timeouts. So let's see if they can do anything with this. I imagine we'll see a lot of passing, and I expect Mike Evans to get involved, but we'll see what happens. 1st and 10, Baker Mayfield holding onto it, looking as all day, and throws a strike to number 83, Tej Johnson. Alright, 1st and 10, Baker Mayfield. He throws it to Emeka Buka. That is a 8-yard gain. The Bucs are running hurry up. They're not using any of their timeouts yet. 1:06 left in the second quarter. Alright, Baker sends Bucky out wide. He's looking his way, and he gets him for a quick gain. The Bucs will call timeout after that one, as Bucky gets, I believe, 5 yards on the reception. Alright, 14-3. Bucs moving. They're at the Jets 48, and Baker Mayfield has Bucky next to him. He hands it off. A strange play call, but he does get, looks like 13 yards there. Alright. The Bucs are at the 40 now. They are in very long field goal range, but they are probably looking for a touchdown as they don't call a timeout. Looks like they're running hurry up. Baker Mayfield is under center, Bucky Irving behind him. Baker fakes the handoff to Bucky. He throws it out wide to Emeka Buka on a quick screen. They were about to run hurry up, but Todd Bowles elects to call a timeout instead. So 1 timeout left, 34 seconds on the clock, and they are definitely in field goal range now. Alright, Baker Mayfield lined up in shotgun, Bucky Irving next to him. He takes the ball. Bucky Irving is just in pass pro. Oh no! That's a fumble by Baker Mayfield, who takes a hard hit as Jermaine Johnson forces the ball out for the Jets turnover. That is the first time the Bucs offense has turned the ball over. And Baker Mayfield, yeah, he's just holding the ball like a loaf of bread. Terrible ball security there. And he can't get on top of it. The ball is lying there for a few seconds. And I think that's Emeka trying to make the play. No, that was an offensive lineman. Excuse me. I don't know what I was thinking there. But yeah, that is the first turnover by the Bucs offense. And the Jets now have a little bit of life with 3 timeouts and 25 seconds. Tyler Taylor, he throws it to the sideline, but it is incomplete. Looks like Garrett Wilson couldn't keep both feet in bounds. 2nd and 10 with 23 seconds left. Tyler Taylor has Breece Hall lined up next to him in shotgun. As Mason Taylor goes in motion, it could be a run. Nope, it is a pass. Looks like he checks it down to Garrett Wilson, who crosses the 33, and that is a first down with 17 seconds. Jets do call a timeout. So we have the ball, the Jets have the ball at the 33. Tyler Taylor takes the snap and throws it over the middle to is that Alan Lazard? Oh, looks like we're not going to be able to see. I couldn't see the jersey number as the Jets quickly call a timeout and rush to call another play. Breece Hall is lined up next to Tyler Taylor, takes the snap, And once again, he just runs. Another huge gain for Tyrod Taylor's legs. There is 7 seconds left on the clock. The Jets have no timeouts left. I don't think they're in field goal range yet, so we're probably looking at a quick pass to set up. Oh, looks like they are going to kick a field goal. My apologies. They're at the 40, so long field goal, but definitely doable. The kick is up, and it is no good. The Jets miss it. Looks like it was a little bit short. Yep, it was... Nope, it was to the right. My apologies. Based off the camera angle, it's kind of hard for me to tell if it's either short or to the right. Alright, so the Bucs do have the ball back. 3 seconds left. Looks like they're not going to need it. They are going to call a play. Bold move there as Baker Mayfield hands it off to Bucky, who just stat pads to end the half. Looks like a 6-yard gain for him. The Bucs are still up 14-3, but the Jets will get the ball at halftime as the Bucs received it to start the game. So let's see if the Jets can get some more going as we have the halftime reports. Man, what a good catch by Tez Johnson. He's had a hell of a game. Mike Evans has also caught a few balls, but yeah, no, right now it looks like Tez Johnson has been catching the majority of Baker Mayfield's passes, who right now is 11 for 11, so he has not had an incompletion. Mike Evans is the leading receiver, looks like, with 25 yards, but as I said before, Tez Johnson does have the passing touchdown as the Jets return this ball to the 23 return it to the 26 by 23. My apologies there. Tyrod Taylor is coming back out onto the field. 6:56 left in the third. The Jets have 101 total yards of offense compared to the Bucs 198, but most of the damage has been through the ground game. But, and Yaya Diaby just plants Tyrod Taylor. There was no protection for him as he faked the handoff to Breece Hall. That is an 11-yard loss. Terrible disaster for Tyrod Taylor, who just doesn't get the ball away even though he sees Yaya Diaby coming off the edge towards him. Breece Hall does get a block on somebody else, but not much help to Tyrod Taylor, who's already on the ground. Alright, Tyrod Taylor is under center, 2nd and 21. Breece Hall is behind him. Looks like, it's a fake handoff once again as he is dropped by Savasier Dennis coming off the edge. The Jets O-line is having a hard time blocking on the opening drive of the second half, as they are now facing 3rd and 28. I imagine this will either be a quick pass to the left-hand side or just a run up the middle. Nope, looks like the Jets won it all. Tyrod Taylor is standing in the pocket, dangerous considering what he's been doing, as he just throws it downfield, double coverage to Breece Hall. Looks like there is a flag though. Let's see what it is. Is that a legal forward pass? Yep. So it is 4th and 32. The Jets, starting at the 26, go backwards and are now punting from the 8-yard line. The Bucs refuse to send pressure as the ball is punted past the 50, but a nifty return by Benjamin Morrison gets the Bucs to the 38-yard line where Baker Mayfield will take the snap. Alright, Baker in shotgun with Bucky Irving next to him. 1st and 10, 5:39 left in the third, as he throws it to Mike Evans, who is wide open in the middle of the field. Looks like he's running a slant. 9-yard gain to the 29. 2nd and 1. I expect the Bucs to take a shot as they just crossed the 200-yard threshold at 2:07. Cade Otton in motion in the backfield, but he hands it off to Bucky, who, instead of just going forward, tries to juke somebody out, but ends up not gaining as many yards as he could have. Looks like number 99 for the Jets made the stop on a very short gain. Still enough for a 1st down. Baker under center, tosses it to Bucky. He has wide open space, but number 8 of the Jets is able to make the tackle. I believe that is Will McDonald on that stop. Alright, we have 2nd and 7, 3-yard gain at the 24. Baker is under center with Bucky behind him. We have not seen a lot of Rashad White in this game, as Baker just throws it quickly to Bucky Irving. That is a very short gain as it is 3rd and 6. Once again, number 8 on the stop for the Jets, as Baker Mayfield is lining up 3rd and 6 in shotgun with Bucky Irving next to him. He throws it down the middle for a touchdown to Cade Otton. Cade Otton had a step on number 22 for the Jets in coverage, and he's just able to go screaming down the field for an easy touchdown. Baker Mayfield sees that instantly and throws it right on the money. The EA did get this right. Cade Otton is not wearing any gloves, although he does seem to have a bunch of bandages on his fingers. I don't know if he has a lot of paper cuts or if that's just how he wears gloves. Not sure what that's all about, but Chase McLaughlin does kick the PAT to get the Bucs 21-3. They are in danger of going up 28-3. However, I think we'll be okay against the New York Jets. Chase McLaughlin about to kick the ball off, and he does. Looks like this ball will be returnable as it lands in the landing zone. Number 3 for the Jets gets it to the 26-yard line. Once again, I thought it was the 25, but these refs have been a little bit generous with the spot on most of these kick returns, as he looks like he doesn't get to the 26, but that's why they are mocking him. All right, it is 1st and 10 for the struggling New York Jets offense. They only have 15 passing yards, but Tyler Taylor does get it to Garrett Wilson, who adds looks like 15 or so yards. They are at the 41-yard line. Tyler Taylor with a fullback lined up behind him, number 47, and Breece Hall behind him. Let's see if the fullback is just an extra blocker, and he is. Breece Hall takes the ball up the right-hand side, but doesn't get anything there. It is 2nd and 10. I wasn't able to see who was on the stop there, as the camera just goes crazy for a second. I'm not sure what that's all about. It could have been Yaya. I'll have to go back and look. But it is 2nd and 10. The Bucs rush 4. Breece Hall takes a quick screen pass. No blockers, but he is able to get it for 4 yards. 3rd and 6. Tyler Taylor has an empty backfield. He has 2 lined up on the left, with Garrett Wilson on the left, now running up the middle, as once again, Tyler Taylor just takes off. The Bucs have had plenty of answers for the Jets' passing game, but they have had nothing to stop Tyrod Taylor's legs. He's not exactly Justin Fields, but you still have to do something. Alright, Tyler Taylor, 1st and 10, throws it quickly to Mason Taylor on the screen, but he gets nothing. 2nd and 9. Alright, so he does get something, but not very well. Or not very good, I should say. As Breece Hall takes this carry, Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby. Or is that Yaya? It was either Yaya or Savasier Dennis on the stop. And that is a negative 3-yard loss for Breece Hall. And the Jets once again struggling to keep the Bucs defenders out of the backfield. 3rd and 12 for Tyrod Taylor. He throws the ball to Garrett Wilson on the check down. 4th and 4. Let's see if the Jets go for this one. They are down multiple scores, so I wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Glenn elects to keep his offense out on the field. And that's exactly... Oh no, they're punting. I'm sorry. I thought they would go for it, so I just assumed that I saw Tyrod Taylor. But it is a punt to the 18. Not an amazing punt, but it is still inside of the 20. Let's see if the Bucs offense can keep moving on what has to be a demoralized Jets unit. Why you wouldn't go for the ball, or why you wouldn't go for it down by 3 scores, I do not know. That seems pretty cowardly, especially from an aggressive coach like Aaron Glenn, but whatever, that is the Bucs' gain. It is now the 4th quarter. Baker Mayfield will take the ball in shotgun at the 18-yard line with Bucky Irving once again next to him. No Rachaad White as far as I've been able to tell, unless I've mistaken Bucky Irving for Rachaad as Troy Aikman did in the Monday night game on the Texans. Baker Mayfield, in my rambling, does run it up the middle. He had no one open downfield, so he takes it himself to the 35-yard line, or a little bit past. Way far past the 37. I must have been the 35. My apologies. Baker Mayfield under center. You'll never guess who behind him. It is Bucky Irving who takes the ball. He bounces it outside, but that is only good for a 3-yard gain. Looks like the play was designed to go up the middle, but there was nothing there, so Bucky bounced it outside for 3 yards, which is better than what he probably would have done had he... Ooh, dangerous pass. As Baker Mayfield throws it into double coverage for a completion, 3rd and 3. The Bucs once again moving, although this time they're moving in short bursts. As Baker Mayfield takes the ball himself, he goes all the way to the 35 or the 33-yard line. Baker Mayfield is showing Tyrod Taylor he's not the only quarterback that has wheels. Baker has been carrying the ball very effectively, more effectively than Bucky has this entire game. As we are at the 33, 1st and 10. Bucky Irving lined up next to Baker. He takes the handoff and he has a huge hole, but only gets 5 yards. So not bad by the Jets defense, as that could have been a lot worse. But it is still a 5-yard gain to the 27 as Baker Mayfield goes under center. He hands it off to Bucky Irving, who has a huge hole. That is another big gain in 1st down up to the 20-yard line. Bucky Irving signaling 1st down, although I don't think the Jets were confused by that, unlike Will Anderson on Monday night. 1st and 10 at the 20. Baker Mayfield lined up under the center. He hands it off to Bucky, who doesn't get much there. Oh, wait, breaks the tackle, so he gets a little bit more. Still 2nd and 8, so only a 2-yard gain. The Bucs are at the 18 of the Jets in the red zone, although I guess they were before, but I just forgot to call it. So now they're in the red zone. Baker Mayfield under center once again. Bucky Irving behind him. He hands it off to Bucky. Looks like they're trying to run some clock out. But Andre Cisco makes the tackle for no gain, not a loss. It is 3rd and 8. I thought it was 3rd and 9, but looks like Bucky Irving did barely manage to get back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if Baker Mayfield can toss another touchdown, or maybe the Bucs run it in. We'll see what happens at the 18. 3 seconds left on the play clock. They snap it before the 2-minute warning. Baker Mayfield throws it for a dart to Emeka Egbuka down to the 1. The Bucs look to be set to score again as it is 21-3 with 1:57 left in the game. 1st and goal, like I said, at the 1. It looks like Rachaad White is in for this play, so maybe they run it to him as the tough back. But he is dropped for -2 yards by Williams, number 56 for the Jets. Very good play by the Jets defense there as the Bucs milk the play clock. There is now 1:21 left in the game. Looks like the Jets really should have gone for that 4th and 4 early in the game. And looks like Rachaad White takes this ball for a touchdown. He gets the 3 yards needed and is in for the score. A repeat of last night's Texans game as Rachaad White, just a good hole up the middle. Just hard running. He takes the ball, scores. The Bucs are looking to go up 28-3. And even though that is the cursed number, there is only 1:13 left in this game. So I think the Bucs are set to win this thing as Chase McLaughlin kicks the PAT to make it 28-3 officially. There is 1:13 left in the game. If the Jets want to have any chance, they have to score quickly, not using any of the timeouts, kick an onside kick, score again quickly, and then probably kick the ball off and use all 3 of those timeouts. That is very unlikely, but we'll see what happens. Tyler Taylor has 5 rushes for 77 yards. He's one of the few facets of the offense that has been working well. Tyrod gets the ball, throws it quickly to Allen Lazard, who gets 7 yards, and the Jets, for some reason, call a timeout. I don't know what this clock management is. Oh, excuse me, that was 9 yards. My apologies. Alright, Tyrod Taylor lined up in under center with a fullback behind him and Breece Hall, who he hands it off to the 45-yard line as the Jets call another timeout. I don't understand what this clock management is by New York. This is terrible. They need to go down the field quickly. They cannot be using timeouts like this. They need to do something. Tyrod Taylor takes the ball, empty backfield, looking, and he fumbles it. But it looks like an offensive lineman does jump on top of it, as looks like Hassan Reddick forces the strip sack. He has had a very good game so far, and he's been having a pretty solid season, even though we've only had a small sample size. The clock is stopped, so there's 42 seconds left for the Jets, as it is 2nd and 12. So not as bad as it could be. The Jets will go under center. Tyler Taylor throws it quickly over the middle to Garrett Wilson for a 5-yard gain. And Aaron Glenn calls his final timeout. I don't know what's going on here. This is like Matt Eberflus level time management. This is not good. The Jets have only converted 1 third down on the game. Let's see if they can convert this one. 3rd and 6. Tyler Taylor standing, throws it, and he gets it complete to the sideline, but he does not get out of bounds. The Jets hurry quickly. There's only 4 seconds left on the clock. It is Hail Mary time at this point, but he just throws a screen to Breece Hall, and that's the game. What a terrible sequence by the Jets to end the game. They weren't exactly set to win this thing, but man, you could have called a much better game to end it there. The Bucs do take this one, 28-3. Baker Mayfield has a very solid and efficient game, even though it wasn't the most gaudy numbers. He does what he needs to do to win it. So the Bucs are set to start the season 3-0 according to this. Ignore the fact that it says they're 1-1. I couldn't be bothered to make the Houston Texans win. I just simmed it the first 2 weeks. So the EA gods decided that the Bucs should lose against the Texans, which is exactly what happened. But Baker Mayfield completes 100% of his passes for 192 yards, 2 touchdowns, plus his rushing touchdown early in the game. And the Bucs absolutely dominated the Jets. Tyler Taylor also had a pretty efficient game. He did have 111 yards for 76.5 completions, but obviously no touchdowns. And the Jets just looked completely dead on offense, and the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. This is exactly the kind of game that you want to see as a Bucs fan, and I hope that we can see this on Sunday, although I would prefer maybe more passing yards from Baker, not to be too greedy. And honestly, if I'm being serious, I think the Bucs should run it more than they did in this simulation. Bucky Irving did not have a great game, but he still broke off a few runs, and I think considering what the O-line looks like, I don't think EA quite represented how bad it will be, although it wasn't helped by the fact that I was probably too optimistic about starting Michael Jordan at left guard, as he, again, hasn't practiced for 2 games. But yeah, looks like, according to Madden 26, the Bucs should win this game handily. Whether or not they will is an open story, but if you did like this, let me know, as now that I own this godforsaken game, I can do more of these simulations. So if you enjoyed watching this, please let me know, and let me know how I can improve. But yeah, until next time, see ya.